interview video. Right now, we're with Jason Casey behind his booth, and I'm looking at Batman. Check that out, guys. He made this himself, is what I'm hearing. Would you like to nod or shake your head to confirm?
I don't like the pictures.
Oh dear. All right, I'm gonna sit back down now. Okay, Jason Casey, Pimpin' Jesus.
I can't do that. So if you're looking to me to scream,
No,
I'm way too tired.
I do not need any bellows from you, sir.
Okay, cool.
Pimpin' Jesus, the Yoda Man. And I call him the Yoda Man because he very kindly donated a picture of Yoda yesterday to our website,
It's my pleasure.
which I believe somebody at some point in the future will be receiving. So Jason Casey, pop artist.
Yes.
Why do you do what you do?
I think bad karma. No. When I was 8 years old, here's a story I tell everybody. My dad and I were on our way to my aunt's house, his sister's, which was an hour drive, and I had nothing to look at in the car, and we were at Osco Drug getting some drinks for the ride, and there was a Spider-Man comic book, and I was like, Dad, can I get this? And he bought it for me, and I read it over and over the whole way. Well, it got really loud all of a sudden. I went home that night.
The volume is still increasing.
There we go.
Okay, that worked. Wow.
Anyway, I went home that night and started to draw Spider-Man. I was just drawing the panels that were in the book, and I just fell in love with drawing after that point. Started collecting comic books, fiercely. And I haven't stopped. That was 21 years ago. I'm 29, and I went to art school for a while, but I just couldn't afford it, so I couldn't finish. But I never stopped practicing, and it's really all about the hours you put in. They say that you're born with talent. I don't agree. I think that you could be born with interest. Obviously, some people have the left side of their brain they're dominated in, or right side, which dictates what things are going to interest you. Creativity has always interested me, whereas math and science, there has to be a definitive answer to those things.
Yeah.
And that's never interested me because I am all about there are no definitive answers.
Yeah.
Art is anything goes. And that's
Did
why
you like the X-Files show?
No, I'm more into Lost.
No, we're not going to start on the Lost bit yet. Nope, you're going to keep telling me about your profession.
I watched a few episodes, and I liked the first film they did. I haven't seen the second one yet. But it wasn't one of my favorites. No.
Because, that show is all about, we don't give you any definitive answers. There could be little gray men walking around, but we're not going to tell you.
Really? Yeah.
Because that's what bothered me about the show. It would always end, and you'd just be like, that wasn't an ending. They just cut in the middle of a scene.
You don't like things that leave things open to interpretation for your
I do.
Okay, so you must have hated the Sopranos ending.
But I never watched The Sopranos.
Okay.
I heard that the very last episode just cut in the middle of a sentence.
That's brilliant.
And that infuriated a lot of people.
What happens was, pretty much Tony, the main character, gets shot. And since the whole show is pretty much through his perspective, and a couple episodes before that, he was talking to his friend, real quick. They were asking each other what they thought happened when they died. And his friend said, I think it just goes to black. So did you really want to see people at home who didn't like the ending of The Sopranos? Did you really want to see Tony's freaking face and brains splatter all over Carmela and his son? Because that's what happened. But we didn't need to see it. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Getting back to my art.
Matt, did you feel the passion when he started talking about the ending of that show?
I'm a fan of an ending that makes people get off.
He just felt it everywhere.
I'm a fan of any show that makes a moment on TV that can actually make people get off their ass and go fix or look on their TV to see if it's broken, because that's what it did. Brilliant.
Did you go look at your TV to see if it was broken?
I didn't see it live, and I had heard about it. It got ruined, it got spoiled. Getting back to me, though, I faded to black on myself. I kept drawing. I went to college. I couldn't finish, but I never stopped practicing. And like I said before, I don't believe that you're born with talent. I believe you're born with interest, and you have to work at it. I mean, if I was born with talent, I would have come out the womb with a pencil. I had to freaking work my ass off to get to where I am. And I think it's kind of a slap in the face when people say that I can't do this, but you can. I think we all have it in us to do art and be creative. But the thing is, if you go a long time and you haven't done something, specifically when you're younger,
yeah.
As an adult, you go, I can't do it now.
Uh-huh.
and I think we all have the ability. And I think that if we all tapped into our creative side, there'd be no more war, there'd be no more freaking poverty. Like, art will save the world.
Well, no, it just become creative war.
Yeah, right. My
We'd be
picture's
throwing
better than
paint
yours.
bombs
Damn.
at each other.
Hey, that won't hurt as much as napalm.
If you drown in paint, it will. As far as I'm aware, certain chemicals in paint are
there's
also
just
quite
no way
flammable.
we're gonna make
Yeah, no,
no
you
peace on Earth,
can't win.
Even if we have just
Sorry, Jesus.
shit.
See, this man really is Jesus. Talking about no war,
Okay,
no more
let's talk
fighting.
about the Pimp Jesus. Okay, last April at this show, I made a grand. It's my best show I ever did. And I was in the same room with all the other artists that are down the hall. And this guy, Zeke Savory, I don't know if you interviewed him.
Not yet.
Very
No.
funny guy. He called me Pimp Jesus by the end of Sunday. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, you're initials at JC, and you're like owning the room. Everyone's flocking to you. So you're Pimp Jesus. And I'm like, wow, that's a new nickname. And it just kind of stuck.
Do people just call you Pimp
No,
Jesus now?
just me and him. Yeah. A couple other people.
Now you've got a new one right here.
Right.
The guy holding the camera.
The Yoda Man and Pimp Jesus. And
Oh, and we got a fourth. We got a fourth.
Peter Jackson's stunt double.
That's a really good one. I never heard anyone call Matt Peter Jackson stunt
A
double.
little bit. I can see
You feel like Peter Jackson? I'd have to say that's a compliment. Thanks, Jesus.
You're welcome.
My pal.
I love the Hobbits. Okay.
All right.
So I've been doing comic book conventions for 3 years, and just meeting all the artists has been so much fun. Even if I have a bad show, I have such a rapport with all the young up and coming talent, and we're such good friends now that we have a blast. And I try not to let it get me down. I usually do pretty well, and I'm just trying to keep that going. I had a pretty bad art block this summer. I didn't really produce anything, and so I'm kind of kicking myself. But next spring, I'm coming strong. All this winter, I'm going to work my ass off for next April's big show.
You guys hear that? He's like a weightlifter. He's training this winter.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger pumping iron. It's coming.
So yeah, that's my
Now,
plan for the winter.
what made you decide to do this kind of artwork? And guys, by this kind of artwork, I mean we have Smeagol, the Joker, Hellboy, and the other girl in the movie whose name I don't remember but makes fire. Liz. Yes. You are a repository of absolutely useless information, Matthew, and I love it.
Played by. Sorry.
Selma Blair. So cute.
Wow. So that was that was like the Power Rangers, Captain America, Convergence. He knew the name of the character, and
Like the Bushwhackers.
he knew the name of the actress. So that's Liz, played by Selma Blair.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
She was
Who
also in
he
Cruel
also
Intentions.
thinks is very cute.
She's cute. She was adorable in Cruel Intentions. Sarah Michelle Gellar, Ryan Philippine, another good movie.
There are going to be little children watching this video, Jason.
Oh, really?
Don't encourage them to see movies like that.
Oh, they've already seen way worse stuff than I did when I was their age. YouTube? My God. Anyway.
Well, that's what the internet does.
Yeah, well, I didn't have the internet. I had to look through my dad's closet to find stuff.
Your dad had that in his closet?
Not the internet stuff. I know. We are all over the place, man.
Change subject.
This is, wow.
Okay, let's change subject. Lost sucks. Subject changed transition.
Take
I don't
this pin
care
off and
about
stab
your.
him in the eye with my lost pin. See this, people? You're talking to a man who transcended obsession years ago.
He
So,
wants to go to Hawaii.
I am going to Hawaii. My girlfriend
Will be going to
is taking
Hawaii
me to Oahu where
with
they
the
film
hope
the show.
to see the actors of the show.
Yes, that's one of the intentions, but also it's Hawaii. And it's where they film the show. It's a 9-day trip, and it's my first real vacation. So.
Wow.
And we're going on the Lost Tour, which some guy named Edward Koss has a couple Hummers, and he takes people around the island to 2 locations where they film for 5 hours. So it's pretty cool.
So Hawaii, very cool. Lost still sucks.
Yeah.
The show doesn't make any sense.
We're all entitled to the wrong opinion.
Jesus, the show makes no sense.
Back on track. Back on track.
How many episodes?
How many episodes have my friend watched?
Have you
And
watched
then they've still told me
in order?
that they agree with me that the show makes no sense.
Really? Makes no sense. Then why are they watching?
I don't know. To be quite honest, they enjoy it, but they tell me it makes no
acting,
sense.
Amazing dialogue, cinematography, pretty much as a whole.
Storyline that makes 0 sense.
No, it does, and it'll make more sense when the final season.
Red herrings of red herrings of red herrings of red herrings. Who killed the fat guy? Was it this dude? Was it the bald guy? No, it was the ghost of the dead dog who's actually a black child.
CSI Miami. You're not talking about
No,
Lost.
CSI Miami is just a
Killed the
bad
bad
show
guy?
in all respects. Just I don't even remember his
I don't
name.
think there's been
But
any fat
the,
people
the
that
guy,
can run.
the guy who plays the main character on
David Caruso is the worst actor.
no, on CSI Miami, the red-haired guy,
David Caruso.
he cannot act
No.
for his life.
Jim Carrey impersonated him on Conan O'Brien or something one night. It was the funniest thing.
That would
I've ever seen.
entail
I saw that.
speaking in a monotone voice the entire time and having one look.
Take the sunglasses off,
And
but, like,